Most of these failures could have been completely avoided with just a little care for the cooling system. Your radiator, thermostat, water pump, they all work silently under the hood to keep your engine alive. In this video, I will show you 9 proven, mechanic-approved tips to make your cooling system last forever and keep your car cool no matter how hot it gets outside. Let's get started before your temperature gauge hits red. Tip number 9. Change your coolant before it becomes a silent killer. Most drivers never change their coolant until something goes wrong, and by then, it's too late. Coolant isn't just colored liquid. It's a chemical shield. It lubricates the water pump, prevents corrosion, and regulates engine temperature. Over time, it breaks down and turns acidic, causing rust and sludge to build up inside the radiator and heater core. These deposits choke the cooling system and make it harder to keep your engine cool. Eventually, the entire cooling system gets overwhelmed and starts to fail. That's why flushing the coolant every 30,000 to 50,000 miles is essential. A proper flush removes old fluid, corrosion, and contaminants, and allows fresh coolant to flow freely. It typically costs between $70 to $130, but it can prevent thousands of dollars in future repairs. Tip number 8. Always use the right coolant. Mixing coolants or grabbing the cheapest bottle at the store is a recipe for disaster. Your car's cooling system is engineered to work with a specific type, like OAT, HOT, or IAT, and using the wrong one can cause chemical reactions that create sludge and clogs. Different coolants protect different metals, such as some prevent corrosion in aluminum, while others are better for iron blocks. Check your owner's manual, match the coolant specs exactly, and stick with trusted brands. Saving a few bucks here could cost you thousands in radiator, pump, or head gasket damage. Tip number 7. Keep the radiator and condenser clean from outside debris. Your radiator is like the car's air conditioner. It needs fresh airflow to breathe and function. But over time, bugs, leaves, and road grime block its fins, suffocating it. When airflow gets restricted, heat can't escape, and your engine starts overheating. You might not notice this until you're stuck in traffic with the temperature gauge creeping into the red. That's why you should clean the radiator's surface with a soft brush or low-pressure air. However, don't use water jets that can bend the delicate fins. Also clean the condenser in front of it, which plays a role in cooling too. A clean radiator means a cool, efficient engine. Tip number 6. Replace old hoses before they burst. Cooling system hoses are like arteries. They carry coolant to and from vital components. Constant exposure to heat and pressure wears them down until they become brittle, cracked, or ballooned at the ends. And when one bursts, all your coolant is gone in seconds, and your engine temperature shoots up in seconds. To prevent this, check your hoses every few months. Feel for soft spots, swelling, or surface cracks. If it feels squishy or stiff like plastic, it's time to replace it. Hoses cost just a few bucks, and you can install them in under 30 minutes. Waiting for them to fail could cost you thousands. Stay ahead of the failure, and your cooling system will thank you. Tip number 5. Keep the radiator cap in top shape. It's just a cap, right? Wrong. The radiator cap is like the pressure regulator of the entire system. It keeps your coolant under pressure, raising its boiling point so it can absorb more heat without evaporating. If the cap's rubber seal wears out, your system loses pressure, and suddenly your engine runs hotter than it should. That leads to overheating, coolant leaks, and even head gasket failure. Check your radiator cap during oil changes. Look for cracked rubber, rusty springs, or loose fits. If it's more than 5 years old, replace it. It's cheap and easy. A new radiator cap costs less than $15, but it could save you from a $2,000 engine meltdown. Tip number 4. Act fast at the first sign of overheating. Overheating once might not destroy your engine, but it absolutely starts the damage. Every second your engine runs hot increases the risk of warped heads, blown gaskets, and cracked components. That's why the moment you notice the temperature gauge rising above normal, you must act. Pull over, shut off the engine, and let it cool. Open the hood carefully and never remove the radiator cap while it's hot. Once it's safe, check the coolant level, look for leaks, and inspect the hoses. Overheating once is a warning shot, but ignoring it next time could be fatal to your engine. Tip number 3. Only use distilled water. Most people don't realize it, but mixing your coolant with regular tap water is like poisoning your cooling system slowly. Tap water contains minerals like calcium and magnesium that create scale deposits inside your radiator and engine. Always use distilled water when topping off or mixing coolant. It has zero minerals and keeps the system clean. It's a small detail that has a massive impact. One jug of distilled water could mean years of extra life for your cooling system. Tip number 2, never overfill the coolant reservoir. Too much of a good thing can be bad, and coolant is no exception. Overfilling the reservoir can create excess pressure in the system, forcing coolant out of the overflow or even cracking plastic components. Always fill to the max or full line when the engine is cold. If you find yourself refilling it constantly, there's likely a leak somewhere that needs attention. Overfilling might seem harmless, but it can lead to a pressurized mess under your hood. Balance is key when it comes to keeping your cooling system in top shape. Tip number 1, keep the water pump and belts in check. The water pump is like your heart. It keeps coolant circulating throughout your engine. Most pumps last around 60,000 to 100,000 miles. When the pump goes bad, you might hear a whining noise, see coolant leaking from the weep hole, or notice overheating, especially at low speeds. Change the pump and belt as part of your timing service or before symptoms show.